If it's Tuesday night and 6 o'clock, it must be time for All Things Brunswick. We got a great show planned for you today. I'm Bill Moore, one of the co-hosts.
I'm Vinny Russo.
Another co-host. Our third co-host, Mary Stillwell, is out there working on windmills in Maine, and we don't know when she'll be back. And she's trying to make them work up there, so we may not see her for a while. But we miss you, Mary. Anyway, we got a great show. We have two deputies visiting with us from the Sheriff's Department. And if I said police department, well, sheriff's office. If I say department, you're in trouble. Right. So the sheriff's office, we have Deputy Willie McRae and Bryan Holden, and they're here to talk about Operation Lifesaver. So with that being said, why don't we start out by telling us what that is?
All right. So Project Lifesaver, it's a program that the sheriff's office offers for free to anyone in the community, really. It pertains pretty much towards people with wandering syndrome. Like autism, even traumatic brain injuries, dementia, Alzheimer's. So pretty much anyone that has that sort of, may have that kind of issue going on at home or whatever the case may be, like a caretaker that's dealing with it every day. We have a free program where we go and put basically a tracker. It's not necessarily a GPS tracker, but it uses radio wavelengths to basically, if they wander off, we can use what's called a receiver to try and locate whoever the person is if they decide to walk off. We have about 58 or so, 57 on our Project Lifesaver right now. And every day I've got a consultation later with another family. So we're just honestly trying to get the word put out there that it's available. It's completely free, and we go to their homes. We go to whatever caretaking facility they're at, and we change out batteries every month for it.
Now, knowing our audience, the first question they would have is, this is a tracker. Is this going under my skin, or what are we doing with this, guys?
So basically, it's a band. It kind of looks like your watch, right? So it can go on your wrist or on your ankle. Some people think it's like one of those probation anklets. It is nothing like that. We cannot look at our computer and say, hey, where's Mr. Johnson at today, right? We can only look at it whenever we get activated. But the best part about this program is that we give you guys an application. And it's about 4 or 5 pages. You get all your demographics, all your history, basically everything about you, just in case you wander off. Let's say you're in the military and you might have PTSD. I would want to know that if I'm coming to look for you in the woods, right? I want to know what kind of names you go by, because you might revert back to those names whenever you get into that state of mind, in a sense. So it helps us out, law enforcement, first responders, fire, EMS, just in case we have to come look for you.
Considering also, too, Brunswick County having all of the different biomes and ecosystems pretty much in the county. You've got a big old swamp. You've got the ocean. You've got, a lot of traffic going down 17. There's just a lot going on. So when, maybe it's grandma or even a little kid that has autism that wanders off and they manage to get near 17. We don't want them hitchhiking or anything, of course, so we try to locate them before that. Or if they walk into the woods, like he said, there's swamps out there, there's wildlife that aren't as friendly, there's alligators out and about.
Alligators.
There's plenty of alligators
I'm not
around
living
here
anymore. They were only in the subway.
I knew that's what it took 1 years ago.
They were only in the subway when I was growing up.
Not used to that up there.
Yeah, no, they always said the alligators were in the subway. As we talked before, I'm an old retired cop from the old days. I used to have a muzzle loader when I first started working. So
was that before or after the spear and the
actually I had gunpowder invented when I started working. Actually, I did start with a 38, so that's how old I am. But the first thing we got low jacks in the cars, and this sounds as pretty much like a low jack system, where you have the receiver and you find the person.
So it's basically like the like hunting system with your hunting dogs. That's where it basically originated, down there in Florida. So it uses that same type of technology where, let's say that a natural disaster occurs and all the power's out. This will still work because it's going off of radio wavelengths and an analog system. So that's why this is so reliable for us and why it's such an important program for us, just because we are prone to hurricanes, we're prone to flooding, we're prone to power going out, and we don't want grandma being out there lost because, something happened, a natural disaster.
Now, the distance that it works, I was told it was a mile on ground and 2 miles from a helicopter.
About 3 to 4 miles in the air.
Okay. Now, how many receivers do you have?
3 or
There's
4. 3 or 4.
3 or 4. I would say me, him, our supervisor, we all have one. And then there's one that we keep in the patrol room in Bolivia for any deputy that's working on hand. They can basically relay that receiver to wherever it needs to go in the county, just in case we can't get there as fast as they might be able to get down there.
Like I said, I'm going back on my history to where the low jack work. We used to have it in a car. Certain cars had it, and if you got a hit on it, it would come up with the number, and you would tell you the distance, the direction the person was from you, and the distance. So you'd have does it give you distance
basically, the receiver is set up so every person almost has it's almost a serial number. It's called a frequency number on every single wristband. So when we pull out our receivers, there's little numbers down there that we can change so that we can properly identify which receiver or transmitter we're looking for. So when we get onto scene, it doesn't tell us like a location. It doesn't have a screen on it or anything that says they're here or there. Okay. We basically will do a 360, but of course, to kind of sidetrack a little bit, we have antennas that go on our cars too, and that's doing a 360 the whole time. So we'll typically try and locate an area first, and then once we get a ping or some sort of notification on the system saying that we're in the area, we'll then pull out our receiver, get on foot, and then we'll do a 360 to see where we're getting a signal from, and we just gradually make our way.
So you can get a direction. You get a direction out of it that way.
Basically,
that's correct.
Okay, so that doesn't just show you somebody's in the area. As you turn, it'll give you direction to the person. I think they're great. I'm just like I said, I'm amazed at all the technology we have.
Now, is that transmitter on full time, or do you have to activate it?
Full time. 24/7. They never take it off, and it's water resistant, not waterproof. I have to tell people that just because we learned the hard way, you can't take it in the ocean. We're going to corrode.
Oh,
So.
well, but it probably
Battery operated?
It's battery.
And how long are the batteries good for?
About a month, or 2 months, rather.
2 months. So 30 or 60 days, depending on the transmitter. People that they're declining very rapidly, we want to put them on a 30-day battery just so we have more contact with them. Other clients, we put them on a 60-day.
No.
And do the clients have to buy the batteries? You drop them by and changing them?
Completely free. Everything that we provide through the sheriff's office, all our programs are completely free, and this is actually fueled through donations to the program itself.
Which is where I was taking you. Not many people know about the Sheriff's Foundation.
Charity Foundation?
Yes.
Yes, sir.
And basically, there's not a lot that not being offered in this county that the Sheriff's Foundation doesn't pay for and doesn't cost the taxpayer a dime.
Most definitely.
You know, I know that they do a lot of fundraising. They do a lot of donations. I've done the Diamonds and Denims routine.
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
For those of you who haven't done that before, first time I went in my life, they have from the waist up, you wear a tuxedo, from the bottom down, you're in jeans. And it's just fascinating to watch people walking around.
Are you looking snazzy? We got any pictures?
Yeah. That's why I didn't take any pictures. 'Cause I can be blackmailed. I have enough issues on my own.
One picture, I got them for you later.
But the Sheriff's Foundation funds this. It also funds another program called Are You Okay?
The Anchor Initiative.
The Anchor Initiative, yes.
Yes, sir.
Okay. So why don't we slide over to that for a minute and talk about that?
I have not just.
Oh, and you're not done? I'm sorry,
No, I'm
sir.
not done. If we've got plenty of time to talk to them, so
We all have about 15 minutes left. I think you can make it.
Yeah, we could do it. How many saves do we have so far?
So luckily enough, while I've been in Impact, which is about 2.5 years, we've only had to look for 2 individuals. And it's weird, but it's a blessing also. As soon as people get on the program, they stop wandering off. I don't know what the deal is on the bracelet. I don't know if there's some magic in it or whatever, but as soon as they get on the program, yeah, I know we knock on something.
Whatever it is, as long as we haven't had to look for anybody other than the 2?
There is a big save. I believe it was in 2018, I want to say. It was actually on the day of Sheriff Ingram re-inauguration. And they were there getting sworn in, and they got a call. And our first sergeant, and another deputy, Sergeant Rebecca Allen, they got the call. They went out there and actually found him in the woods. He was deep in the woods with sand spurs all on him and everything like that. And he was out there for a good long time, and it was cold as well. And it was cold that day of the swearing in. So if it wasn't for this program, God only knows what would have happened to him. But that's a really big save that
we saved 1. That's all that matters.
Most definitely.
You know, that's like I said, I know I keep talking about my history because I'm one of those old cops that can't shut up. But we
Right on 2 counts.
yeah, I can't shut up, and I'm old.
It's in New York.
Yeah, it's a New York thing. But when we had an old age home right outside LaGuardia Airport, I don't know how many times we had to go looking for people that wandered off, and we were just lucky that when you found them. But something like this just makes it so much better.
And I will say, we all see it. A lot of people are starting to move here to Brunswick County.
The old people move here.
See, I wasn't going to say that. Brian actually taught me a word. Seasoned citizens are starting to move here to Brunswick
Well,
County.
First Sergeant taught me that. Yeah. She taught me that.
It's lucky that we have programs like this because we do know the dynamic and the age group that is starting to move into Brunswick County. So we want to offer more programs towards that.
Is there any cap on the number of people you can do this with?
As much.
I don't think we would ever allow a cap.
No, I'm saying with the equipment hold 100 people, 1,000 people. I don't know.
As much money as we have getting donated in, as many people as we'll put on.
Okay, so what I think you're trying to say is that doesn't matter how many people in a system because you're not monitoring them. You only go follow. You're walking around with a transmitter and a receiver, so you could have as many transmitters as you want. With everybody has their own ID code on it.
So on to that point. So the numbers are 6 numbers. All of them start with 216 in Brunswick County.
In this county.
In this county. In New Hanover County, all of them start with 215. So in Brunswick County, it's going to be 216 and then 3 other numbers afterwards. So let's say we get all the way to 999. We get 1,000 people or 999 people. That 1,000th person might have the same number as somebody else, but we'll put them in a different area. So let's say that 121 is in the north end of the county. We have another 121. We'll put them in the south end of the county so we don't get them confused and they're not hitting off of each other. So technically, not really. It's a cap. We'll work around all those ways.
And I'm sure, so Project Lifesaver isn't like our program or anything else. It is an international program. One cool thing that I like is that, if you're from Georgia or from New York and you want to go back to visit family, if that agency where they're going to go visit has Project Lifesaver, it's one click of a button for us to send it to that agency, and they use it just like us. And then they're notified that there's someone in their area that has Project Lifesaver from another county, and it works just as good in a different area.
So it's you're registered nationwide with it. That's a great idea. I never even thought about that. If you go someplace on vacation, you could still, if you get lost, notify the local police if they have the system.
Yep.
That's right.
Yep. That's a great.
And even though we have 57 people on this program right now, they're all our family. Honestly, we go there, we talk junk with them.
Get to know them really well.
They know our faces because we're going to be the ones out there looking for them. So we want them to know, hey, this is a friendly face. Might not be pretty, but it's a friendly face. All right. So just in case that we come in contact, you might not be in your right state of mind, but never know.
That's going to go back to a little more what they see the police, they see the deputies, know that you're the good guy. How many times again, I'm going to go off on, but when be walking around, you'd be walking around and you'd see a parent with a child and tell them, if you're not good, I'm going to have that police officer arrest you. And I used to go over and talk to the kid and say, no, this isn't what we're supposed to do. And I look at the parents, they don't do that. Because God forbid they're in trouble, they're going to want to go to a police officer. They want to go to the deputies. You want to go to the uniform. Don't make them afraid of the uniform. And I guess this is nice for people, especially that have mental problems, that have
Cognitive
deficiencies.
impairments.
Yeah. And they'll realize that the uniform is good. They're not chasing me. I didn't do anything wrong. They're my friends, and I just think people need to realize that the cops aren't out there to hurt them, that they're out there for the good.
There was one gentleman we got a consult for, and I go talking to him. He reminded me of my granddad. I mean, spitting image of my granddad, personality and everything, and he hated law enforcement. Couldn't stand law enforcement. I guess that's just the nature that he was brung up, but he liked me, though. And I said, I don't care if you like any other cops. As long as you like me, we're cool. I come looking for you. You're not going to slap me. That's what I love. So I'm glad that I was able to build that rapport with him, in a sense, even though he had a past history with law enforcement. Me and him were able to have a good working relationship.
Yeah. And maybe he'll soften up even at an older age. Mm-hmm. He'll realize that we're not the bad guys.
Most definitely.
I'm sorry. Go ahead. Now you can go off on you. You can take over. I'm sorry.
No, I'm just fascinating to listen to the wisdom that's coming out of your mouth, which is rare.
Yeah, it's like I said, once a cop, always a cop. Right.
Let's shift gears a little bit and go to the other program that you guys work with. So you want to talk about that a little bit?
Anchor Initiative. So that also is a free program. As far as our programs, I don't really have a favorite. They're all like top tier, if you ask me. Anchor Initiative is a program that Sheriff Ingram wanted to implement, and it's stuck. And of course, like you said, the charitable foundation makes sure there's money in the pot to make sure it happens. But basically, if there's somebody that's struggling from any sort of dependency or addiction, whether it be alcohol or drugs, if they want to call us and finally decide I want to get help and change my life up a little bit or totally, completely, then there's a number that's working all the time. Sergeant John Oliver, he works it constantly, and it's his phone number that's on our website, and you call him and say, I'm ready to make a change in my life. He'll come, and we do literally everything for the person. They just have to tell us who they are, and they show up. We'll go pick them up from their house. We make the arrangements with whatever rehabilitation center there is that meets their needs and their daily life schedules. Say if they have a job, maybe it's not in-house sort of facility. Maybe it's something they go to here and there. We will arrange for that, and they don't pay a dime. They don't pay a single
All which is covered by that charitable foundation.
That's right.
And from what I understand is you're willing to do it with someone multiple times if they need
Multiple times, because we all know that it's not going to take the first time. Might not take the second time, right? Might not take the third time, but at some point it's going to click, because I've heard it numerous times from John Oliver as well, Sergeant John Oliver, that we can't arrest away the problem, right? At some point we're going to have to start giving back to our community and helping people that are struggling with these addictions, because a lot of larcenies, a lot of breaking and enterings, thefts, they're from people that are
Drug-related,
drug-related, right? So if we can fix that problem, the root of the problem, then maybe we can fix another problem along with that.
It's another variation of broken windows.
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
100%.
You got to help them. You got to help the people.
Have to.
Yeah. We kind of touched on Are You Okay? And we didn't go there again. So let's see if we can touch that one for our people again, because that's also a great program.
It is.
Are you okay? So it's a phone system that it will call an individual between the hours of 7 and 11 o'clock just to make sure they're okay. A lot of people, they move down here with nobody whatsoever. They might have moved down here with a spouse. Unfortunately, the spouse dies, and then they're here literally by themselves, and nobody checks on them whatsoever at all. So with this phone system is, let's say you got to set up at 7 o'clock, it'll call them. They don't answer, it'll call them back 7:30. They don't answer, call them back at 8 o'clock. They don't answer, then we're sending a deputy or an officer out, depending on the jurisdiction, to do a welfare check on you. And then with the application, it lets us know if there's a key available, if there's a contact person that we need to get in contact with, just to see if you may have went somewhere, if you're at the hospital, doctor's visit, anything like that. But it's just an extra filter to say, hey, somebody else is looking out for you. If nobody else is, your sheriff's office is. So it's a very good program.
And that's important, especially as you say, there are a lot of people that have lost a spouse, that, for whatever reason, and they're alone.
Right.
And you see the commercials all the time. You fall and you're there forever, and you don't want an accident. This way, someone would come and check. Right. And it's free, people. It's free. FREE.
Everything we offer is free.
Everything, except for your taxes. You got to pay your taxes. But other than that, it's free.
Otherwise, they'd be working for free, and that's a problem.
Yeah. Well, no. If you don't pay your taxes, we give you free room and board somewhere.
That is true.
So you're getting something free out of it.
Three hots and a cot, right?
Mm-hmm. 2 hots, cold in the cot.
2 hots, cold, and okay.
Tougher down here.
I wouldn't know.
But how does one get into either of these programs that we talked about, as far as either Are You Okay or the band program to find the people? How do you do that?
So to start, really, all you need is the sheriff's office number and just the name of the program that sounds appealing or interests you or may do you a favor later down the road. And if you call our sheriff's office at 910-253-2777, that's the main office. But, of course, if you end up needing more of a direct line, they will link you to whoever you need. Whenever you identify whatever it is you are wanting from the sheriff's office, then our front office works well to get us or get y'all to the people that you're looking to talk to.
It's as simple as a phone call.
Well, our website as well. If you go on our website, you can apply for these programs too. So just like our Citizens Academy, you can apply to to our Citizens Academy strictly online. Project Lifesaver, you can request a call from us strictly from online. Are You Okay as well? And then Anchor, I believe Anchor you have to call. I'm not sure if you can make a referral online, but if you don't have our app, please get our app. It's BCSO in the App Store, Google Play, and also Apple too. I think that's the same. Yeah. Yep. So if you don't have our app, please get our app because you can do every single thing from the website on the app.
We'll teach you how to work with the apps.
You know, and for those of you who are not aware of the numbers in our county, 1/3 of the population of Brunswick County is 65 or older, which causes some of the issues that the sheriff's office is addressing and trying to alleviate and protect our citizens with. So, and if you look at other counties, New Hanover's only about a 19% number, which is about 65 and over. So we are almost double. You know, and that has its own issues. And at least the sheriff's office, I was going to say department again.
I saw it coming.
I saw it coming. And they're being proactive, and they've come up with programs to help the citizens, but you need to be aware of it, and you need to do it. Call them. It doesn't cost you any money. You know, we need to go back to the old place where you could go up to an officer and say, hi, well, you're my friend. You're not my enemy.
Well,
Maybe with you different, but you know, everybody else.
That started many years ago in New York City when they started the community policing, where they took the cops out of cars and made them walk and talk to people and everybody. You get to know the person, you get to know the cops, and it works on both ends. It protects the cops and it protects the people. Like I had an old-time sergeant tell me, when you're walking around the terminals, say hello to everybody. He said, because if you get into a fight with somebody, they're going to pick up the phone faster because Vinny's in trouble, not just because the cop's in trouble. But they'll know to come to you when they need help, too. They know that you're on their side.
Yep.
So,
That's right.
people need to realize that the cops aren't the enemies. But
I will say we have a great environment in Brunswick County. We are very, very lucky. This is rare of the environment that we have in Brunswick County. We have great support from our citizens, not just because they're seasoned, just because I believe that there's a respect thing. That we respect y'all for the support, and y'all respect us for giving y'all services as well, and just being there for you guys. So we have something different in Brunswick County. We're blessed.
And we have to say
both ways.
Yeah, but we have to say your new sheriff is an outgoing type person too.
Yes, sir.
That you see him around, he talks to people. He's not that I had a problem with the old sheriff, but he's the man now, and he's doing a great job.
He's got 19 years with us, so he's definitely done his time, and he's
worked about every department.
He's done everything. So,
but it's nice to see him when he shows up at events and he talks to people. That I'm not the sheriff, you know. He's just the sheriff. You know, he's a friendly.
He cringes when I call him the sheriff on high. It's fun to just give him the title, the on high sheriff. He cringes.
I never heard that title.
Actually, I think it's official, the title.
On high?
Yeah, I have to look it up again, but I did.
know.
I gave it to him once, and he cringed at me.
If anybody ever said hi around us, they send you for the PP test.
But for you, they have a place they'd send you to take care of you. But anyway, what other programs that would you like the people to know about that you guys run?
Well, he mentioned the Citizens Academy.
I heard that one, yes.
We do that 2 times a year, normally first part of winter and then towards the end of summer. It's basically the people's way of getting to know your sheriff's office. So, you know, you get to spend time with every single division at the office. You get to go do a shoot or don't shoot scenario with our road patrol, which we stage everything. You know, we give you plastic BB guns it's a full scenario we put on for them, so they can kind of see the eyes or what it's like from our perspective to the best we can do for them. And then, of course, we have a range day. They can shoot our guns. They can bring their own guns. We do a SWAT demo, K9 demo with them. They get to ride on our boat with Marine Patrol.
The women shoot better than the men on that day, by the way. It happens every time.
Well, I was a firearms instructor too, so we found it was always easier to teach people that never shot before, that didn't have any knowledge or any. I know how to do it. If you had somebody who was new to it and they were a little bit scared of it,
easier to teach.
They're easy to teach because they're going to listen every word you say. Guys, the machismo gets involved. I know what I'm doing. No, you don't.
All right.
No, you don't. So,
Yeah. And to follow that story, when I went for my CC, my wife decided to just go to familiarize because she wanted a weapon too. And we went to the fire, and you know the distance from the target. It's like, and I've retired military, so I mean I had a 45 at the time, and I did 2 clips, just rapid fire, and she's squeezing off every round one at a time. We went to look, and she looks at mine, and she goes, "Well, you hit all the vital spots. Notice all of mine went through the heart."
You saw my cringe when you called it a clip.
I heard it.
Huh?
I heard it.
Yeah, you heard it.
It's like the jar we have at our office.
Yeah.
For the D word, the department word.
Oh, the department word.
Yeah,
See,
we've got a jar for it.
I like
Does it
that.
cost $1?
It
Every time
does
you say
cost
it.
$1
Yeah,
every
I
time.
like that. I like that. Yeah, well, like I said, being a firearms instructor, and I hear that word, I cringe. But the other we were discussing it when what was her name was here? I can't remember. The one from the prison. The female, the lieutenant that runs the prison. Well, I was talking about the Q
We're
word.
talking about Erica.
Erica.
She doesn't run the prison. She's the communications director, I believe.
Erica.
Pintelis?
Oh, she's a lieutenant in
Right.
detention.
In detention.
Oh, she
yes.
is in the
Yeah, she's
prison.
prison. You weren't here.
I stand corrected.
And I was talking to and I said the Q word. We don't use the Q
Oh,
word.
yeah, we don't.
Yeah, we don't use the Q word because there are certain words you don't use.
No, absolutely.
For whatever reason, that word applies more to this job than any other job. I don't know why.
What?
The Q word.
The Q. Like I tell everybody, I said it once. I was a rookie. I said it once to the detectives. Within 5 minutes, I was running to my car and we were in a chase on the Grand Central Parkway. So never, ever
I
again.
believe it. I believe it.
It applies to schools also, guys. I was a high school principal.
Yeah.
And I remember on a Friday afternoon, 10 minutes or so left at school, and I turned to one of my APs and said, "This has been a very Q day." And about then, fights started rolling out of it.
I don't even like saying it like that.
Yeah. Well, hey, you don't
Steer clear.
you don't even say it because you know what's meant. You don't even say anything about it.
When I talk to my family on the phone, if I'm in the middle of the day, I've told them don't ask me about my day till I'm off work.
Yeah, I like that. It's
For whatever reason, I'll tell them, it's been all right, or it's not been a bad day, and then it turns into one.
Well, the advantage we used to have is once you got in your car, you were away and you were free. Nowadays, it's about 8 seconds later and they found you.
That's true.
And you're getting called back or you got something else to do. So that's true. So I think we've about reached that point where we have to pay some bills. I'm getting the signal there. So at this point, stay tuned because we got some bills to pay. So this gentleman over here gets paid and we get to pay for the building and whatever else. So hang in there. Back with All Things Brunswick.
Marine Service Pro and the Tackle Box Seafood, located at 8210 River Road, Southport, is open Monday through Friday, 8 to 5, with the Tackle Box open Monday through Saturday, 7 to 6. Marine Service Pro is a full Suzuki and Tohatsu dealership. They deal in pre-owned boats, full service and repair, with certified technicians in all engines, and fiberglass specialists. The Tackle Box offers fresh, local seafood, live bait, a tackle shop, and fish packing and shipping. They also offer a full-service U-Haul dealership. Spend time with Leon or Jenny for one-stop shopping at Marine Service Pro and the Tackle Box Seafood, 8210 River Road, Southport. Wantana Frink is a conservative businesswoman with deep roots in Brunswick County. A realtor with 19 years' experience, she has served as a trustee on both Brunswick Community College and Dozier Hospital boards. She serves as a member of the Eastern Star American Legion Auxiliary, Southport Women's Club, and the Southport Community Unity Commission. She feels a light on Brunswick County, which is at a crossroad of growth. Her wish is to focus on infrastructure, the workforce, and adequate housing for all, but most of all, our youth, the future of Brunswick County. A woman who puts her heart into all she does. Please go to votefrink.com for more information and vote Wantana Frink, District 3, Brunswick County Commissioner. What a great place we all call home, from colorful sunsets to panoramic coastal views. The best attractions are its people, a community of friends and family. J.K. Summers, attorney at law, recognizes this fact and is proud of his work to protect their rights. Put your trust in him to prepare wills and trusts, real estate transactions, contract and LLC creations, and criminal, traffic, and civil matters. Visit oakislandlaw.com or call 910-253-5572. J.K. Summers, attorney at law.
Veteran Awareness sponsored by You Are Not Alone. Today's veteran homeless rate is approximately 19,750, and the numbers are declining because of the various veteran programs. If you or a veteran you know is homeless, please call 877-4AID-VET. This is a confidential and toll-free call. From this veteran to other veterans, please be there to help our brother and sister veterans. Again, the number is 1-877-424-3838. And thank you for your service.
Welcome back to All Things Brunswick. I'm here with my co-host.
I'm Bill, just in case you forget.
Bill, I can't remember. And we have Deputy McRae and Deputy Holden from the Brunswick County
Sheriff's Office.
I know it's an office, not a department. I won't forget those things. And they're here to talk about all the life-saving programs they have about helping find lost people.
So anyway, we have a chance. They've actually went out and brought some of the equipment that they use to do this job. And I'm going to give you guys have got the mics, so it's on you.
So we previously talked about, transmitter and receiver. You were probably wondering what in the world are they even talking about. So these are two different types. They're as small as like my Apple Watch, basically, and they can either go on your wrist or on your ankle. This is basically like a hospital band. Once it snaps on, the only way to get it off is really by cutting it. And then this is just one of our batteries that go in it. It's all pretty small. A lot of people that we have on the program, they don't, we haven't had any complaints about, it being a nuisance to their daily lives or anything like that. It's just.
Have you
it's
had
just
anybody
there.
pull them off?
Yes. We have.
You know that's going to happen, but that's.
So we do have some stipulations with the program, of course. First and foremost, they can't drive anymore because the last thing we want is somebody that's gotten back in their car and then we can't even attempt to locate them because they're more than a mile away from where they were last seen. But on top of that, going into the water, like we said, if there's somebody that, they just keep pulling it off every time we try to put it on them, or to the point that they're pulling it and it's starting to irritate their skin or whatever the case may be, we try to look for other solutions. And, if push comes to shove where there's just something going on where they just can't wear it anymore, we'll actually take them off the program. We typically will recommend another product to help locate that person.
What are you mentioned something before. What about taking a shower or just tub bath or whatever? How effective?
Showers are fine. The salt water is where it really gets it.
Oh, okay.
That salt will pretty much corrode the
So
the
lake water, for
battery.
example, is not a problem either.
No.
So I think it can go 13 meters, I believe. That's how far the resistance goes, 13 meters in the water.
Typically, when I put on a new client or something, I tell them the shower's fine. If they take a bath, just try not to keep it submerged for too long, or do their best not to. But other than that, it's pretty good in the water other than salt water.
Because we do have kids on the program as well, and we still want them to be kids.
Yeah,
too, so
of course.
we understand.
Yeah, and 13 meters is they're not going snorkeling or scuba diving, so and any swimming they'd be doing in a regular pool is gonna be fine. So it's just the salt. Now, you've had it in the salt water. Will it operate in the salt water for a while?
It will completely corrode the battery.
Right away?
So I don't know.
Yeah. See,
right
the
away.
question is, would you have a chance of saving the person and then redoing it? You don't want them going out there swimming in the salt water and they're not repairing it. But if somebody got lost and they got into the salt water, hopefully it'll last long enough till you bring them back and then just replace the unit.
So these are about $350 each. They're pretty expensive. So basically what we tell the clients is, if they cut it off, because a lot of people, once you get into that state of mind, you don't really like change. You like doing the same thing over and over again. And this is a pretty significant change that's happening to you. So some men, I know men are very powerful. I know myself, I'm very powerful. So instead of putting it on the wrist, we'll put it on their ankles. So they forget about it. They can cover it up with some socks, with some pants, and they'll be fine. We have had individuals who cut it off, but we have to remind them, hey, keep it on, do not cut it off, keep it on, do not cut it off. So first time they cut it off, we'll try to give them a warning. Second time, try to give them a warning again. Third time, we have to remove them from the program just because this is fueled through donations. We don't have an unlimited supply of money, so we have to remove them, but we can revisit it at a later time, maybe once you're ready to get back on
And they're
the
not
program.
so tight that it's not comfortable.
No, sir. We put them
They've
about
got
2
all the
fingers
different
underneath.
notches, and every time I've ever changed one out, I ask the person that's wearing it to the best they can answer if it's okay with them, and then the caretaker, I ask them, does this look loose enough?
And that looks like it's a silicone or a rubber. It's not. It's not a plastic band that would cut you. Looks like it should be more pliable.
and
It's not,
unless you're
it's not like a
pulling on it.
hospital band that's annoying and cuts you.
Right,
They put
yeah.
those on pretty tight at the hospital.
Exactly.
And this has a smooth side and then sort of like a rough side, which that's kind of how we determine which side the device goes on.
Depends if you like them or not.
And we have different colors. We have red, white, and blue. So we're very patriotic.
Well, very nice.
Yeah, during
And there's a
Christmas, I
purpose
was
for that,
getting
or just-
everybody red.
That's what they gave us.
Okay.
That's the options.
So the colors don't mean anything. It's not. Well, the red one is you have to worry about him more than anybody else.
And this is what we were talking about. So as you can see, if you can see on the screen, it doesn't have like an LED screen on it or anything like that. This is a speaker that basically, whenever we're getting a signal, it'll start beeping. And the louder the beep means the closer we are to that individual. So with us, especially let's say that we're on scene, there's a lot of sirens going or something like that, we have to be very cognizant of what's going on with our transmitter because for one, there's a person live at stake, right? And we want to find this individual too. So these notches up here are for the farther away, I believe. It says long right here. So the range, so long is all the way up to a mile, and then 3/4 of a mile, 1/4 of a mile, and then you're right on top of it, in a sense. So we have different notches here, volumes, and then we can also plug in the transmitter number.
And the more frequent the beep, the closer you are to what you need to be.
The louder the beep.
The louder, okay.
The louder the beep.
You
Yes,
can
sir.
kind of see too. I don't know if y'all can, but if you look here, here's our 3 numbers that come after the 216 that we were talking about, and then here's our 6 right here. So this tells us, it's on the right frequency and all that kind of stuff. So
You need to aim it at that so they can see it better.
I don't know how it's real small numbers, but basically
They
you've
get-
got your 3.
They can see the face
So
of
they
it.
get an idea.
Yeah.
So now, you put in which one you're looking for.
Yes, sir.
So if there's 2 or 3 people in the area, you're not going to pick up on the other ones. You're only going to pick up on the one you're searching for.
Correct. And what's also good about this program, a lot of things are good about this program. I will say, first and foremost, this is probably the most important program that we have within the Sheriff's Office. Me and Bryan, we do a lot of presentations. We do a lot of programs. It doesn't matter if we're talking in front of 500 people. If we get a call that's saying one of our clients are going missing, we got to go. We got to go immediately, right? But with this program, we have an application that we do, and that information, we put like the meats and potatoes of it into our CAD system so that as soon as the address of that call is placed, all that individual's information will pop up so the responding deputy can know, okay, they have, they're 5'10", they're 165 pounds, they have dementia, this is their number, this is their caregiver's number, all that stuff, we put it in our CAD system so first responders will know too with this program.
Fire, EMS, and police can all view that while they're on the way to a call.
They know who they're looking for. In case
Exactly.
as you're responding, you drive past an old person, you know that was him. You know, sometimes it's
And we also
That
take a
quick sometimes,
picture.
yeah.
We take a picture, a profile picture of them, and we put it on their profile on our website for that, or not our website, but on their profile on Project Lifesaver website.
So in addition to getting that information, if I'm the deputy and I'm running around with that, I would get a picture on my screen showing what the person looks like.
So, you go ahead.
Not necessarily. So what we do is we have the application. We give that application to the caregivers itself, so it will stay at the house. So then when they get to the first responding deputy, will get to the house and they'll review the application. So we don't put everything in the application into the CAD system because you're gonna be sitting there driving and reading for pages. But the first responding deputy will look, okay, I got this, I got the picture, then they'll send that picture out to their shift or their group or whatever, and now everybody has that picture. But we don't necessarily put their picture into our CAD system. But the deputy responding will be able to send that out as well. And the road deputies that are out there, even the supervisors, they have been trained on how to use this too. Just in case we're unavailable for any reason or we have an extended ETA, they're able to use it.
That's it. Having them out in the field is, but somebody you have one at the station that can get back. Somebody can get out to there quickly.
That's right. And it's like you've worked a missing person before. It takes time to get that information from somebody.
Yeah.
You know, what were they wearing? Of course, they're rightfully in a state of mind where they're a little bit rushed or they're just kind of scatterbrained. So it takes a bit of time to try and acquire the information you need to. So this cuts it in half when it's somebody that's on the program, because that information of what they look like is already there.
Yeah. It's a great program. It really is. Like you said, the family members that are now trying to give you the information, they're so frazzled.
Exactly.
They're lucky they can remember their own names half the time.
Exactly.
So.
Now, if somebody's listening, or for example, my friend here from the parish council, and he decides that maybe we should do this at the church one day as an offering, how do they arrange to have this program or what you're doing here put in front of a group of people, a group of citizens?
Give us a call.
Call us.
Give us a call. My work number is 910-363-6393, and that's my personal work cell phone number. So I don't think we told you guys what we do exactly.
Not exactly.
So me and Bryan, we go out and we basically educate the public. We're in community awareness. So we do all the community training within Brunswick County. Bryan has the south end of the county, which is 211 all the way to South Carolina line. I have 211 all the way to Wilmington, Columbus County line that way. So we just tell you guys what we got with the sheriff's office, and we try to, educate the public as much as possible. So if y'all have anything, y'all want to know more about our programs, you want to know about the sheriff's office, you want some security training whatsoever, we're the individuals that you get up with.
And, you've got your detective division, all that kind of stuff. Ours is called the impact division. So whenever you call up to the office, if you just ask for impact division or Bryant, Willie, they know exactly who you're already talking about. But to follow along with Willie, my number is 910-363-6290, and that's also my work
Gonna
cell
have to
phone
get them off
number.
you later. I didn't get a chance to scribble them down. More rough. Yeah, I got them
we'll
for you
give you
again.
business
Yeah,
cards.
yeah,
after
thank you.
this.
Most definitely.
Yeah, because they said when you call the detectives, I want people.
Coming from Leland, I know who I talk to.
Yep. Don't do that. You might get a ticket.
I know people.
That's all right. I'll be dealing with the Leland Town Board in 2 weeks.
Oh no.
Yeah,
No.
me against the world. We're taking on.
Oh jeez.
Not for something for the show today, but
No,
somewhere down the road.
We'll save that one for later. we don't want to waste the time. We have these guys here.
Is there any other equipment you have with you that you want to share?
Come on, got more toys?
We have quite a bit of toys, but I heard y'all mention over the break about RAD. That's another program we do right now. I'm still working on trying to become an instructor, but Willie's been an instructor
For our
some
people,
time.
what does RAD stand for?
It is rape, aggression, defense, and it's for women only, strictly women only.
So you're sexist. I understand.
So that means they can't tell anybody what goes on in the class. It's 12 hours?
Yep. So
12 hours.
4 classes, 3 hours each.
And law enforcement and qualified instructors are the only ones that are allowed to teach it. As far as having males in the room, as long as they're either one of those, they can be in the room. But on the flip side, you learn a ton. I've never actually instructed a class, but I attended one when I first came over to the unit, and watching all of the expressions and seeing the reactions and the confidence levels towards the end of the program is just it's amazing seeing like how if you can take one thing away from the class, it could be the difference between life or death in a situation. Especially for women. We offer it at every age, even under 18, as long as you get a parent signature, they can join the class. You've got your more seasoned females, and then college or going to college females are big ones because, you've a daughter or sister, whatever, going to college. They're on their own. People get pretty wild in college, so I hear.
I wouldn't know. I wouldn't know.
And
I don't remember those years.
I was too busy at the church service.
I'm proud of you.
Excuse me. When lightning strikes, I don't want to get hit.
But so yeah, it's just a great program all around for someone to take something away from.
It's self-defense is the best way. You know, and I don't. But they probably teach you how to stay out of trouble before you get into it. To not
And
put
that
your-
rat
not,
program
not
can
to put
be-
yourself
It's
into
not
a
just
situation.
physical.
That's
It's
exactly what we
Yeah.
do.
How not don't.
acknowledging what the signs of danger are.
Yeah.
Basically, that's
Yeah.
the first part of the class. The
Threat
whole
levels, basically.
Yeah, stay in the light. You know,
Right.
don't go in dark areas. The whole thing is you got to realize a lot of people don't realize that it's so simple to keep yourself out of trouble just by not walking around with your head.
But at the same time, it's easy to stay out of trouble, but trouble might find
Oh,
you
yeah,
when you
no.
least expect it. And we want you to be able to be prepared and ready for it.
And that's great.
if
That's,
that happens.
Which to give you the two prongs of it. You try and stay out of it, but if it finds you, you
Gotta
know how to
handle
get out.
yourself.
You know how to get out of it, which is great.
So why do we? I just want to ask y'all a question. Why do you think we tell the ladies in there, do not tell your spouse or boyfriend or anybody what you learned in the class?
Of course, you don't know. He's the bad guy.
Right.
You don't know who the bad guy is.
You could be married for 30 years, nothing ever happened.
You know, and I used to get sidebar with that. I used to be a high school principal, and I used to have a battle with my superintendent, especially in North Carolina. When we do the annual training where you have a shooter on campus, the school I was in had 9 different buildings, okay,
Wow.
and only 2 of them had bathrooms, so the kids were floating back and forth at any time. And I did it with the teachers. I would never do it with the students. And he could never get the concept that statistically that shooter's coming from one of my kids. And why would I train him and what my reaction is going to be? And we never, God, did we have battles over that, but I absolutely refused.
But you find people that aren't in the business question it more than the people that realize that. Well, why can't I do that? Because we're telling you to do it because it's the right thing. Like any of you saying, it doesn't necessarily mean that their spouse is going to do it to them. He could be a bad guy that's doing it to somebody else.
100%.
You know.
100%. And we're not going to tell you how. We're not going to teach you to teach him how to get out of something that we taught you.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? So it's a very good program.
You want to talk about craze?
Oh, yeah, crazy. So civilian response to active shooter events. So as we know, there's a lot of active shooter events that have been happening, not only in the United States, but in the world as a whole. So we try to teach and educate the public citizens about if you hear something in Home Depot, it could be wood falling or it could be a gunshot. Recognize the difference and know exactly what you're going to do. If you're at a restaurant eating and something happens, somebody comes in shooting, besides from where you came in at, where's there another exit? In the kitchen. Look for things like that. Look for your exits. Know how to avoid something. Also, if you cannot avoid it, learn how to defend yourself. Can you use that pen as self-defense? Yes, 100% you can. Can you use your belt and tie it around the top of the door in order to not let an intruder in? Yes, you can. We do this presentation in order to educate the public on, we're not saying if it might happen, but when it happens, know how to get away and how to survive.
Yeah.
The purpose is survival.
Survival.
And a lot of people, we use color code system almost to talk about the state of mind. In law enforcement, you're supposed to be always in a state of yellow unless you're actively, in danger or headed to a call. Then your senses go up a little bit higher, and they call that, whatever, color code red or whatever it may be. But a lot of people go around every day in what we call white. And white is where you're not really paying attention. Like he said, you're sitting in a restaurant, something happens. Well, have you seen the next place to hide for cover? Have you seen your exits? All that kind of stuff that goes into, being in a constant state of awareness. But on the flip side, people get stressed out by always having to think vigilantly, but it can save your life. So we teach that in craze. We try to keep people to understand, or teach people to understand, to stay aware, because a lot of times you're just not paying attention.
Yeah, well, that's the thing. Even my son, since he's been little, it's like we go into a restaurant. Where's the exit? Where's the nearest exit? Not the one we came in. Where's the nearest exit? And he knows to look for them. And that's, you got to know your way out. And of course, there's the problem that I always have to. I'm the one who always sit my back to the wall.
Yeah.
But that's what we all know.
Welcome to my world.
We all know the way that is, and my family knows that. It's like, I got to be the one sitting with my back to the wall. I have to.
And you might appreciate this. We also harp on, especially, is okay. All those events just happened. Somebody just came in and shooting. Now, when police arrive, what are you going to do? That's probably one of the most important things, right? So I had a guy. He asked me. He said, "Well, if I have a gun, can I defend myself if somebody's in here shooting?" I said, "Do whatever you need to do to survive." So what do I do whenever you guys come in? Do I hold a gun and let you know that, hey, no, that's the worst thing you could do.
Put it
right?
down.
Put it down. Put your palms out, right? And you don't really have to say anything. Now, if you go in handcuffs just because you had a gun near you, that's fine. I'm just as scared as you are. I'm trying to figure out the scene. But I think that's one of the most important things that we harp on in that class is police response.
How many times we've been at scenes with either off-duty or undercover cops? They get handcuffed until we know who they are, and because they had the gun, and then you figure it out. Always listen to the guy in uniform. I had spoken to a couple of years back when we first started talking about this stuff at our parish, and somebody says, "Well, what if somebody shows up from we're in supply? What if the Shiloh police and they're not in charge?" I said, "Somebody in uniform shows up, they're in charge, because it's all." But these people have to realize that. Well, it's not just the deputies that are in charge. If somebody shows up in uniform, you listen to them. You don't argue with them, and that's the thing that they need to know is like, don't pull out the gun unless you need to, because you don't want to be. But it's too many people watch television.
I'm all for arming yourself. It's your God-given right as an American. If you want to hold, if you want to defend yourself, know the laws and know the right way to do it. But as soon as I come on scene,
You're the disarm.
I
It
have
could be a
one.
life or death
I have one.
situation.
And we always knew that if we were involved in something in plain clothes, uniform runs the show until everybody knows who we are.
I mean, it's general rule. Primary officer handles the call.
Yeah.
So
Okay. I'm getting that signal. Believe it or not, we're reaching the point where we got to wrap up already. Because we do have to pay the bills again one more time. And we thank you for being here, and we'll close out in a few minutes. But anyway, let's pay a few bills, and we'll be back with All Things Brunswick and two of our members of the Sheriff's Office who are doing us an honor by giving us a lot of good information. Hang on.
Marine Service Pro and the Tackle Box Seafood, located at 8210 River Road, Southport, is open Monday through Friday, 8 to 5, with the Tackle Box open Monday through Saturday, 7 to 6. Marine Service Pro is a full Suzuki and Tohatsu dealership. They deal in pre-owned boats, full service and repair, with certified technicians in all engines, and fiberglass specialists. The Tackle Box offers fresh, local seafood, live bait, a tackle shop, and fish packing and shipping. They also offer a full-service U-Haul dealership. Spend time with Leon or Jenny for one-stop shopping at Marine Service Pro and the Tackle Box Seafood, 8210 River Road, Southport. Wantana Frink is a conservative businesswoman with deep roots in Brunswick County. A realtor with 19 years' experience, she has served as a trustee on both Brunswick Community College and Dozier Hospital boards. She serves as a member of the Eastern Star American Legion Auxiliary, Southport Women's Club, and the Southport Community Unity Commission. She feels a light on Brunswick County, which is at a crossroad of growth. Her wish is to focus on infrastructure, the workforce, and adequate housing for all, but most of all, our youth, the future of Brunswick County. A woman who puts her heart into all she does. Please go to votefrink.com for more information and vote Wantana Frink, District 3, Brunswick County Commissioner. What a great place we all call home, from colorful sunsets to panoramic coastal views. The best attractions are its people, a community of friends and family. J.K. Summers, attorney at law, recognizes this fact and is proud of his work to protect their rights. Put your trust in him to prepare wills and trusts, real estate transactions. contract and LLC creations, and criminal, traffic, and civil matters. Visit oakislandlaw.com or call 910-253-5572. J.K. Summers, Attorney at Law.
Veteran Awareness sponsored by You Are Not Alone. Today's veteran homeless rate is approximately 19,750, and the numbers are declining because of the various veteran programs. If you are a veteran you know is homeless, please call 877-4AID-VET. This is a confidential and toll-free call. From this veteran to other veterans, please be there to help our brother and sister veterans. Again, the number is 1-877-424-3838. And thank you for your service.
We're back again, and believe it or not, this hour has just blown past us very quickly. Before we shut down, and we want to thank you both for being here with us, Sheriff's Office, Deputies McRae and Deputy Holden. And I said office again, so I'm saving myself another $1.
Right.
Yeah, I'm already in the hole here.
But why don't you one more time tell people a quick synopsis, 30-second of the programs and how to get in touch with you? Just quick.
All right. So Project Lifesaver, individuals with Wandering Syndrome, cognitive impairments, Brunswick County Sheriff's Office, BrunswickSheriff.com. We have the Are You OK program. We have RAD, Anchor Initiative. We have, I know I'm missing a few, Citizens Academy as well. We're here for you. All of our programs are here for you, all fueled through donations, and we are just a phone call away.
And there is a Sheriff's Foundation. If you want to help support these programs, they can get in touch with that group, and they'll be gladly take your money to support some very worthwhile events.
And if there's something that you're curious about, too, that we didn't mention today, also call us. Or if you have any sort of questions about, anything we talked about, then definitely give us
And
a
if you
call.
want to bring some explanation of what they've done here to where you live, they'd be glad to come and do it.
Most definitely. Yes, sir.
Again, give them that phone number.
910-253-2777.
Okay, with all that said, I think I want to thank you both for being here. I
Thank
think
you.
we've done a
Thank both of
great
you.
job
Thank you,
with you
guys.
here.
Really appreciate it.
We'll be back again in a week. I guess Mary will be back with
Yeah,
us.
she'll tell us what we're going to do because
Yeah.
we don't know. She'll tell us 20 minutes before it happens.
Yeah, so we have time to prep.
Yeah.
But that's the way it is in most. Anyway, welcome. If you want to see us at Tornison, and let's see, we're on Facebook at, I'm going crazy here,
Big talker.
Big Talker, and Mary's spelling of people I won't even go near. It's a main spelling. But go to Big Talker, and 6 o'clock on tonight we'll be live with this show, and you can tune and catch all the old shows too.
We're the first show of the year.
Oh,
You are.
I didn't even think about that.
You are the first show of the year. So anyway,
Thanks for having
Wow.
us.
thank you for
Thanks
being
for being
here,
here.
and
Really appreciate it.
thank you, and stay tuned. See you next week with All Things Brunswick. Thanks,
Bye.
man.
Bye, Bill. Thank you very much. Hey, look, you can shake hands.